16 severed hands were found during an excavation in Egypt. But why were they only right hands? Why weren't other parts of the body found? Why was a child buried in chains inside a grave in Europe? And what are the secrets of the underground dwelling tribes in the fiery deserts of Saudi Arabia? Archaeologists have uncovered something beneath the ground that has rewritten history books. Today, we'll be discussing these discoveries. Welcome back to FactSpark TV videos. In 2012, an archaeologist team in Egypt, they were carefully digging at an ancient palace site, hoping to find some old clay pots, ancient coins, or maybe even a bit of gold jewelry if they got lucky. Suddenly, one of the archaeologists, who was brushing away layers of soil, stopped abruptly. He spotted a white bone sticking out of the ground. The team immediately halted their work. When they carefully cleared the surrounding soil, they saw two human hand skeletons right there in front of them. When they shook hands, it was obvious the body had to be nearby. Keeping that in mind, they started digging around. While searching for the body, they found 3 big pits underground. These pits had been covered with soil. They thought maybe they'd found a grave, but no. Instead of 1 or 2, the pits were filled with several human hands. In total, there were 16. The strangest thing was that all of them were right hands, none of them left. These hands were arranged in the ground so that the fingers were pointing upwards. The plant is sown in the ground to grow. The size of these hands seemed much bigger than that of an average person's hands. It was clear that these definitely weren't hands from this time. It was obvious they didn't belong to an ordinary human, but to some very tall and broad people. And the most disturbing thing was that no other body parts of any human were found nearby. Just 16 right hands buried in this dark pit. No one knows since when. As soon as this news hit the internet, conspiracy theories started popping up. Some thought it was some ancient black magic, while others called it a portal to another world. A few theories even suggested that the hand was left there to please aliens. But the truth was way more intense and practically shocking than all these theories. When scientists ran detailed lab tests and osteological analyses on these bones, they found out they were 3,600 years old. That was the time when a group called the Hyksos came to take over Egypt. It's believed that the Hyksos actually came from what is now Syria. That group made Avaris their capital. Now that place is called Tel El Dabba by some cowards. Lab tests confirmed those were hands of 16 different adult men, all died within about the same year. 16 right hands, all male. Archaeologists searched underground for the mystery's answer, but it was actually right above ground. About 500 kilometers south of Cairo, in Luxor, there's a temple called Habu, with walls carved in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. And that's where this painting was found. A man is watching, and 2 women are pointing inside a pit in the ground, which is full of real human hands. The hieroglyphics written on this wall with pictures say something like this. The number of enemies killed was known by counting their hands. The 16 hands found in the old palace of Talat Deba didn't belong to just anyone. They were the hands of the Hyksos' enemies. Back in ancient Egypt, there were very strict rules about fighting enemies. During a battle, a soldier who ran away never came back. He used to come back to the palace with the enemy's severed hand. This was done to make sure the enemy could never wield a sword or spear again while alive. When a soldier returned from the battlefield, he would present this gruesome trophy to his king and throw it into these pits. For every severed hand, the soldier was rewarded with gold, known as the gold of valor, a kind of ancient Egyptian currency for bravery. Music. It was a brutal but effective way to keep track of how many enemies each soldier had defeated.